Hello and welcome to Black Amethyst Oracle. I'm Carmen. Today I am offering 3 readings. We are looking into 3 collective energy groups for messages about what your recent, current, or emerging love connection have to teach you. What kind of lessons are here for you through this connection that you have just had or are having right now, or that you may not even realize is emerging for you soon. So we're going to just take a look. I've got 3 separate groups represented here. The first is with the quartz point, has some hematite in it, and the card that came for the quartz is Crow. The second group is a matrix with tiny pyrite cubes. Pyrite. And the card that came for the pyrite is Jaguar. The third group, partially polished here, Tiger's Eye. And the animal who came for the Tiger's Eye group is Bear. So, between the animal and the earth here, maybe one of these groups feels like yours. Maybe they all do. It's all yours. Now I'm going to, while I'm here in the intro, zoom out, and I'm going to live shuffle, and get some oracles for each group, which I will we'll look at during the reading when the time is right. Okay, but I'd like to do it now while we're in the process of finding our group, if you're still with me. Okay, so group number 1 with the crow and the quartz. Message for group 1. All right, what's a message for group number 2 with the pyrite and the jaguar? And finally, number 3 with the tiger's eye and the bear. Tiger's eye and bear. Oh, okay. That was a strong one. Okay. And then I'm going to also get one of these for each group in the Nature Nurture deck. Actually, I'll get 2. Let's do that. Let's take a pair. So for group number 1, we have the quartz and the crow. Quartz and crow. And for group number 2, the pyrite and jaguar. Pyrite and jaguar. Oh, that was easy. Okay. And group number 3 with the tiger's eye and the bear. Ooh, again, it's so... Thank you. All right. There we go. See what you're reading. 1, 2, 3. Hello to the first group, the crow, the quartz point. I am going to shuffle this OSTARA deck and get some cards. I want to look at your situation. This is meant to be able to fit a love connection that is either in your very recent past, in your current, present situation, or a very emerging energy. So it's basically a love connection that is very close to you and energetically right now. Okay. One relationship. That's an Ace of Wands. group 1 connection showing up like? Strength. Group 1 connection. How's this appearing? And a Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So for starters, it looks like we're looking at a connection that either had or is going to have a very how shall we say, a very sort of passionate start, it could almost feel like love at first sight, just intensity from jump, and a very like deep bond, a strong bond, something that feels invigorating, something that feels that brings happiness where perhaps there is or was none. And the Knight of Pentacles is telling me that this is a situation where there's an element of wanting very much for this to be grounded in practical reality. Like there's a message here telling me that there's something about wow. Okay, well, there has been on someone's part an immense desire to ground this connection, to make it real, to make it committed, to make it fruitful, you know. However, I'm getting a sense that there are challenges in that. I get the sense from this energy that what started out passionate and strong encountered or will encounter logistical challenges. Okay, so without being too specific, I don't want to narrow this down to like just this one thing. So I feel like that's pretty open, and you should know if that fits your situation or not, unless it's one that is just coming up soon, in which case this is all slightly future energy. And when I say slightly future, I mean like very much on the tip right now. Like it's really emerging and about to happen. So that's what I say when I'm talking about emerging energies. I believe that we can feel those. However, or you know, some of us can feel them more than others, maybe, I don't know. But there's certainly room for this to be any number of situations, okay? Which I'm not trying to just make this one size fits all, but I just want to get an idea what, you know, what may be good and bad about the situation. And here we have like a deep strength and an also like a logistical, practical challenge. Okay. All right. Now, for group number 1, what is this connection here for? Queen of Swords. That just is telling me that this is divinely calculated, to be honest with you. I get the feeling this is a divinely guided interconnection for reasons, for strategic reasons. Spirit has a reason. In group number 1, what is this connection about? the world. This may be about completing a cycle. It's definitely about finding deep meaning, but there's certainly, I'm getting a sense of completion of a cycle. Spirit's assisting you or both of you in completing a cycle. This world has 4 elements. That all comes together and makes what I like to call the 5th element. It's that ethereal thing. So, what is this connection about? This number 1 connection. And we have the devil. So that's telling me that there, especially under this challenges of the logistics in the Knight of Pentacles, to have the devil, I'm getting a sense of obsessiveness. There's the devil often points to addictive behavior and obsessive bondage, you know, like this particular devil. This is a beautiful card, by the way. The devil cards aren't always so beautiful, but this devil has little creatures in little cages. Oh. I'm going to say this has a lot to do with control, in the sense that you may have found it very challenging that you cannot control this outcome, that you cannot mastermind, if you will. You cannot be the master of puppets here. Like you're not the only one driving. If that makes sense to you. All right. So yeah, we looked at like how it started, how kind of like how it's going, but really just what it is about. I think it was divinely steered for reasons. I believe it has to do with completion, and I believe there are elements of relinquishing control that has been difficult for someone, probably you. All right, let's talk about the lessons from this connection. Oh, what does love have to teach group 1 through this connection? Chariot. What does love have to teach group 1 through this connection? Oh, goodness. Wow. All right. And what is that? Sorry, these cards are a little tricky. That's a 2 of Pentacles. Pretty sure. And give me another on, please. What love wants to teach through this connection to group 1. What is group 1 learning? The Page of Wands. Okay. So Chariot, 2 of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Okay. So there's a win at all cost kind of feeling here with this Chariot. There's almost a willingness to delve into shadiness in order to get what you want. This feels like there are lessons about that in this connection. There's a lesson here about balancing your magic, balancing your light and dark, your light and shade, your light and shade, balancing your best intentions, the reasons for them, the selfish ones and the selfless ones. And a lot of times what looks selfless is actually selfish. Like sometimes we do things to get what we want out of it. You know, you give and give and give because you want an attachment, sort of, you know. But there seems to be a lesson about being resourceful. Like I can't help but notice here in both of these cards, like this isn't a very typical chariot card, and we've got like, you know, the two chess pieces, but for horses, you know, which are typically there. But I just see this figure as, you know, he's holding two reins, and one's the light side and one's the dark side. And here we have this figure holding two glass flasks, I think, with pentacles in them. And, you know, there's just this feeling again of like balancing logistics. And I feel that up here with the Knight of Pentacles too. Like when I said I thought there was a challenge with the balancing of or the grounding of the, you know, of everything in the practical world. So for this could look like, you know, for example, this could be a situation where, like I said, you may have felt or even considered shady, or maybe will consider sort of shady means, you know, and you have to just basically, this relationship is supposed to teach you about balancing those desires to do whatever it takes to have what you want. Now here we have the Devil. You know, we were talking about that sort of obsessive behavior, and that's really what, it's not necessarily typical of a Chariot, but that's what I'm getting here is there's just a message about getting what you want and what you're willing to do for it, and maybe learning that you can't, if you're out of balance in that quest, things might not run smoothly. This Page of Wands here is speaking to me about, you know, honestly, I'm getting that it will cut your quest short. You cannot reach the victory. You cannot reach the goal if you cannot balance the aspects, like whether the intangible and the tangible, the love and the reality of life, like the light and the dark, the wants and the desires that overwhelm you, versus like what is truly genuinely support, compassion, and unconditional love. I hope I'm not being too confusing. I don't mean to be. It all sort of eventually, like, I feel like I sort of wind the words around and they begin to make sense. Let's get more. Let me just get more, and then we're going to look at these oracles. Let's talk about the lessons for group 1 in this love connection. Lessons for group 1 in this love connection. The Fool. I've got to trust. The Five of Cups. Yeah. A lesson. More about this lesson in the group 1's connection. Queen of... Is that Cups? I want to say it's Queen of Cups because I think she has a cup in her hand. Let me look, okay? I don't want to be wrong. They're a little bit vague. Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's Queen of Cups. All right. Okay, the Fool. 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups. So there's a lesson here about I can't help but get the sense that this is a connection that hasn't worked out, isn't working out, or won't work out very well at some point. That doesn't mean forever. I'm just talking about a spot, right? And it feels like there's a lesson here about letting go and trusting the universe. You know, when you're in this time of, you know, this 5 of Cups energy, the sorrow, the loss, the pain. If this connection has brought you sorrow and loss and pain, and I feel essentially connected to this addictive, obsessive quality, and this like, I just feel frustration and loss, in that there is, I did all this, and I still lost. I wanted this so badly. How did it slip away from me? And I think the lesson here is that you really have to trust that the universe is, here it is beside this Queen of Swords that I said. I feel this was a divinely guided connection, and you have to really trust that things will play out the way they're meant to. The Fool brings an energy of just letting go and allowing to be naive, allowing to, like, accepting its humility, really, like accepting that you're not, you know, like I said up here when we were talking about the driver's seat, you know, that things just don't always work out precisely as you wish or plan. And there's a benefit to releasing that type of grasp on your wishes and desires, like in just allowing your heart to find its way without too much head activity. Do you understand? So like, that's where this Queen of Cups is really, I feel where that's coming from. It's just this sense of like, you know, you almost have to have compassion for yourself. Like I get this feeling that you've almost wanted to step up and defend yourself, even though there aren't like defense cards. I'm using a lot of intuition for this reading. I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of this need to kind of step up and defend yourself, defend what it is that you've wanted, why that makes sense, why that's like, you know, a win-win for you both. Like, you know, that's the feeling that I'm getting. But I feel like here there is an energy of turning all of this energy, just relinquishing it to your own heart, to let your own heart lead in a sort of serene way. See this Queen of Cups, she's under the water, she's seeing the rays coming down, they got these seals. It's a very beautiful image, you know. There's a certain surrender to it. So yeah, like, I would say one of the lessons of this connection would be to allow to, when you find yourself in disappointment, to surrender to your own heart and what it knows. Like, but you have to remove your head. That's what I'm getting. You know, the head in this reading and in this energy, the mental element is in the divine. The strategy is not for you to design. This is in the master plan, you know? So I just want to talk about crow. Crow is a symbol of magic and also transformation. as so many of these things are. But and of course the quartz is a clarifier and an amplifier of magic energy. So I feel like there's definitely a heightened sense of magical interference, despite how much you have tried or will try to control this whole situation, and none of it makes sense to you as far as like the way it's turning out versus how it was supposed to turn out. Yeah, did I just cut myself off? All right, this is law of intention. That goes very well with this magic. That's one thing about magic and intention. And you know, at the time of recording, tomorrow is a new moon in Pisces, and we're in Pisces. So every month there's a new moon, and that's a time when people set intentions. And so it comes up a lot. But it's true, when we are, you know, this is the same idea of people making vision boards or law of attraction or like any of this stuff. When we're trying to bring to us, attract to our lives what it is we want, one thing I learned a long time ago is that you have to be very specific in your magic, because it rarely looks exactly like you think it would. But you'll look over situations, you'll be like, wow, I kind of did ask for that. I just didn't ask for all this on the side, you know? So like, you have to be very clear. And this, like, I feel this quartz and this crow are harmonious in echoing what the law of intention is about. And that is like that your choices around what it is you want to make happen, you know, your thoughts and actions and everything that goes into getting what happens, what you manifest, the clarity that you can express will give you results closer to what you had in mind. You know what I mean? So these were the two nature nurture cards. Interesting. So dove is forgiveness and egg is birth. The forgiveness card is about letting go of pain that you've been holding on to, like forgiving yourself above all. Like, I think there's a feeling of being hard on yourself, for not for the lack of success in a situation, like for taking it personally, taking it as if it was something that you did wrong in your magic. So yeah, like forgiveness for yourself, compassion for the other person involved. There's an element of that as well. It feels like you had a very willing, or have a very willing counterpart in the quest to, like, you know, move the relationship forward. But when encountering conflict, I gotta say, I feel like a lot of it is just outside of your power and outside of their power. It's just Spirit brought this in to reflect to you, you know, that you are able to bring to life the ideas and what you want. And that's this egg, this birth. You know, you are absolutely capable of such magic, of setting the right intention and getting something new started. It could be getting this started again. It could be getting something different started. It could be getting this started at all for the first time. But like, there's just a feeling of freshness with this forgiveness. Like, there's just, it's speaking to me like you. Okay, so like the egg, and the intention is inside the egg. I'm seeing, surprise. I'm seeing like, surprise. You don't know what's in the egg until it cracks. You find this egg and you don't know. Is it a bird? What kind of bird is it? Is it a reptile? What kind of reptile is it? Like, you don't know what's in there. Is it a baby dragon? Like, you don't know what's inside this egg. And it's a surprise. It's not necessarily what you thought it was going to be. It's not just a chicken. Maybe you thought it was a chicken and it's actually a, what else is in eggs? Like a lizard, you know? I think there's just a message here about magic. Your magic will not always present itself how you expected or thought it would. And you should work on honing your clarity in your intention, like setting your intentions. Like, work on being as specific as possible. It doesn't mean that the universe owes you exactly what you ask for, but we do create our reality in a sense. And when we are in an energy of this devil energy, of an obsessive kind of like, this is supposed to be this way, this was supposed to be this way, and this frustration of like, why isn't this way? When you bring that kind, you're holding on to that kind of pain and energy, like, it's hard for things to move naturally and in your favor in the situation, because there's another person involved who's kind of like, what is going on? Like, are you okay? Like, you know what I mean? So I guess that's what I'm getting. And it's a strange one. But yeah, I think that there's a lesson for you in this connection about learning how to set intentions and amplify your magic. And above all else, to have faith in, or not, maybe not faith, but have like, surrender some of the control, to allow some of that to be mysterious, allow some of that to be, guided hands. Like, you get to design a lot of it and you make your choices and such. But if you can work in accord with, your guiding forces, who know probably better than you do what you really need to learn to resolve and ascend, like, if you can, surrender some of that control to faith in your higher power, then I think that's a come up, and that's a great lesson to learn. I feel the need to ask more specifically about Spirit's strategy here. Like, what is this strategy involving? What is this higher power seeing? What is this higher power seeing that is making things, that is bringing you this connection? What did higher power feel to bring You know, this whole thing that I'm doing right now is related to what I'm talking about for you. I have learned over the years in reading tarot, you have to be very specific in the questions that you're asking. And a lot of times you'll hear me ask and then re-ask and then re-ask, and I word and I word and I word and I word until the question feels right, like understandable, like I feel like I've translated it into energy, basically, like in the most simple terms. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I just wanted to mention that because as far as like setting intentions and clarity, I really believe that that's a part of the message here, is that you have to be very specific and clear about what your thoughts and actions are. Okay, so what's the force behind Spirit strategizing this connection? Spirit designed this connection. Why did Spirit design this connection? What is that? 5 of Wands. Because this is exactly because you care enough about this connection to want to get through the conflict. Like it's not just something you can toss away when it doesn't work for you. Like it's not just any connection for you. Like this one was chosen because of its staying power in your like attention span, to be quite honest. Like I think it has to do with like basically your willingness to see it through, like your willingness, your desire for it to even work. Any old so-and-so may not have had this effect on you. This is a connection that Spirit knew would inspire you to move through conflict and not just be like, psh, whatever, I'm done, I'm out of here. Like instead, you'll find yourself, or you have found yourself in the energy of like caring about what has happened and caring about resolving it, caring about learning from it, to be truthful. Okay. And then let me just get one more about your magic, your intention setting. What do you need to know about? What does number 1 need to know about magic and their manifestations? Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, it's not all completely in your hands. There's an element of destiny involved and an element of a spiritual connection that is also a factor. Like it doesn't just, I guess I'm sorry to repeat it, but like, yeah, it's just not about like everything you want. There's a greater, bigger picture, and it's going to be to your benefit. It'll be advantageous for you in your magic to recognize that your input is but a fraction of the pie. Like your wishes, your commands, your intentions are still in their finest, most purified, what do you call it? Like your intentions in their best form, in their most like educated or like spiritually aware form, are still just a piece, and there is still going to be an element of surprise and an element of destiny and connections that are beyond our awareness all the time. You're connected to people we haven't met yet. We're connected to people that we've crossed paths with and maybe not even locked eyes with. There's a lot of stuff going on in the spiritual realm between us all the time, almost on a parallel plane, right? So, okay, that is my message for you, group 1. And I know I was a little all over the place. I do these readings that I feel like are a little far out, but, you know, if you follow me, you follow me. That's cool. Like, like I try to convey it, and it's hard to find all the words to the feelings sometimes, but I sincerely hope that this has, you know, found the right people. Thank you. Hello to the second group. If you chose the Jaguar and the Pyrite Matrix, this is your reading. First off, I want to say I don't know if I will lay the cards down in the exact same format as the first reading. I might. I'm going in loose, you know. This deck is the God of the Threes, and I don't believe I've used it in a video yet, so I'm kind of excited. I like it. I like how small it is, but I really love all the color and the imagery. Let's get started. I'm gonna shuffle a bit, and then I'm going to find out. I'd like to first just take a look at your connection, whether that's one that you just were in or are in or are about to be in. What is this connection looking like? Five of Swords. Some tension, to say the least. This connection for group 2 looking like? Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay. So I wanted this to be very open to things that have passed, things that are going on now, and things that are coming up. And while I do believe that is possible, that this could be an emerging premonition energy, I do already just get a sense that I'm dealing with the energy of a connection that encountered tension, and there was walking away. Someone walked away. And then, like I said, this could be someone will walk away, and this could be a current situation where someone is in the process of or about to walk away. But for the most part, I do get a sense of this already having happened for probably... It's funny if I say things like the majority when only a few people watch these videos at this point. So, but I would say the majority of people watching this one would likely be in an energy where someone has already walked away. So please show me again more about how this connection appears. 10 of Cups. Yeah. Oof. So 10 of Cups being the happy ending. The best relationship, you know. I feel sad because I feel like there was tension and someone walked away, but I feel like ultimately, or at least someone turned their back for a period, but ultimately this is a very deep, powerful connection. This connection hasn't left the mind of either person. It hasn't left the heart of either person, and it may not at all. It may not for some time. Tension to indifference. problems, someone felt insulted, someone felt misunderstood, unheard, exhausted, that turned to a little detachment. But here it is under everything, a very beautiful connection. All right. Okay. So that could mean you're in a state of separation or broken state. It could mean that that is energy that is emerging for you. What how did I ask it the first time? Look at this connection on a spiritual level. Let's look at the spiritual essence. Spiritual essence of this connection, where its lessons are rooted, where its growth grows. Show me the essence. Devil. In this respect, I feel this is a karmic bond, if you will. I feel this is a lot of people put a lot of ideas around the devil, and a lot of them are, you know, have negative connotations, and a lot of it's very uncomfortable. There's a lot of times addiction and obsession energy. But here for me now, this devil is speaking about like I said, a karmic bond, being bound together through lessons that need to be learned. But also, even more than that, I get the sense that there's a deep, okay, here's the other thing that always comes up with the devil, but I think it's true here. There's the deep sexual root chakra connection. It is something that has likely given way to Kundalini rising energy. Shaking the base chakra, like basically a connection there that is primal, so to speak. So a connection that probably makes each counterpart feel their most primal divinity, like their most animal divinity in a way, especially sexually. Here, why don't I pull this down? These are so little I can fit them all on here. I want to know more about the spiritual essence of this connection with the pyrite and jaguar group. Spiritual essence. Three of Wands, manifestation energy. Three of Wands, conception, you know, the big picture, the plan, the desires put into motion and action. This feels to me, again, like it's a piece of a soul connection, you know. There's more than meets the eye. There's more. It's not just a casual thing. It is about, there's an element of this connection speaking to me about long term. effects, at the very least. Long-term effects, life-changing manifestations. Power. Look, that book, that little bug has a little book and it says love inside. It's like magic. All right. One more for the essence of this connection, spiritual essence of this connection. Oh, okay, hold on. Spiritual essence of this connection. The Emperor. So you've got two major arcanas here, and of course your minor is the Three of Wands, which to me is very magical. The Emperor showing up in the essence is telling me there's just a tremendous amount of drive. It really backs up this devil in that there's a very fiery and primal connecting point. There's a very big energy. I could tell you got big, big energy. Just heard that song. Like, for real, the devil and the emperor, this is massively like, the power of it can be intimidating. The power of it can be overwhelming. The power of this connection can feel like it can put you in a submissive state to some degree. What, let's look at a lesson from this love connection. What's a lesson to be learned from this connection? What's meant to be learned from this? Five of Pentacles. That just made my stomach drop. What else? This Five of Pentacles lesson. Why are we feeling unloved? Why must we feel? Why must we miss someone? Why must we miss? Why must group 2 miss and go through this lack of something so big that came in like a hurricane? What's up with this lesson? The Sun. Okay. And I just heard you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I'm getting a message about appreciating what you, fully appreciating what you have when it's gone. Fully being able to see all the positivity and radiance of something in your memory and wanting it in your life. Give me one more about this. Nine of Wands. Okay, this is about making you stronger, and this is about turning you into a fighter for what what your heart feels and what your soul wants. And to feel the loss and the lack, to have this intense thing and then have it gone, is to show you what it was and what it is, and to show them what it is, for you both to have that opportunity to fully appreciate what it is, and then to help you stand in your power, stand in your most confident, courageous energy, for whatever that means moving forward. There is an element of you going through a sort of rite of passage in There's definitely a feeling of never giving up, you know? But I think in this particular situation, you might not be able to give up if you try. Like, it feels like the kind of thing, just from this sense that I'm getting here, and even that 10 of Cups, like, it just feels like the kind of thing that it will, you know, take a long time. It will take its time if it is meant to dissolve and fade. Like, that pain and that loss and that unfulfilled wish will, it's not something that's going to be easy to get over, and it's going to ask you to rise up into your warrior stance and going forward in all things. And I feel like love is the farthest thing from your mind given this situation. Like, if you're thinking about anybody, it's gonna be this person. But in the meantime, if there's a separation, which it looks like there is, it's probably important for you to face the rest of your life in your most courageous way. Like, go on about your bad self. You know what I'm saying? Go on with your bad self. That's what I just heard. Honestly, you have to get yourself back into into your upright power. What's another lesson? What's another lesson from this connection? Another lesson from this connection. All right. Here we have judgment. Another lesson from this connection. What's this judgment about? Another lesson from this connection. Another lesson about to go with this judgment card. Another lesson. This judgment is about stepping up, knowing what's right. The moon. Look at all this major arcana. Devil, Emperor, Sun, fire, Earth, Devil's Earth, that's Capricorn. Emperor's Aries, fire, Sun, Leo, Aries, fire, Judgment, and Moon is Cancer, water. Bringing it all in. That's balanced. All right. So, yeah. Knowing there's an element of a lesson about stepping up. There's a lesson about understanding what you know, becoming wise and getting with the program, like understanding what's up, and being in an energy of sort of embracing that knowledge. And the moon here, I get shedding light, shedding illumination over confusion. So another lesson. Let's see this judgment and this moon. Judgment and this moon lesson about knowing. These are both, to me, knowing. This is knowing what's right, knowing what to do. This is illumination about the situation, what to do. But come on, a lesson. What's the lesson? What is that? Ace of Wands, action. Oh man. So it's just really knowing what to do and truth illuminated about what to do. I mean, it's just so spelled out to me, and I don't know if you see that too, but judgment, the moon, Ace of Wands. Understanding it, not being confused, letting the light is shining on it. You know, sometimes the moon is confusion, but here I'm definitely getting that it is illumination. It's illumination, and these wolves are in a heart and they're howling up, and this is like this beautiful, can you see this card? How amazing is that? These two wolves are howling up together in this heart. We've got a lobster. But then there's like sun, moon, butterfly, light, stars. Like, this is a really explosive, and you know, there's all this, there's lotuses and koi fish. It's just good omens, and like, it feels like there's actually a lesson where, you know, this lesson, this first lesson that we spoke about had to do with having to lose something to know what it is, and to find your courage to just stand in that and stand in your power. But then this second message that I've asked for is really just being able to discern and intuit what to do. This is sharpening your both experience and intuitive power. This is, the judgment is speaking about your experiential, sort of verbal and logistical understanding and knowledge, whereas this moon is telling me there's a more spiritual understanding and a more heart-centered grasp on what it is to do. And then this Ace of Wands is all about like how to move forward, how to expand on the potential of everything that was here. And I just remembered a really, wow, I don't know, I hesitate to share everything all the time about my life, but I just feel like I did receive a message last night through my personal guidance that, you know, in these times when something is lost or temporarily lost even, go ahead and take the inspiration. The Ace of Wands is inspiration as well. Take that inspiration that you felt, undoubtedly. A connection like this with that Devil, Three of Wands, and Emperor, take that inspiration and that power, that feeling, especially that Three of Wands. Take it and go ahead and use it. And, you know, you don't have to sit around in a waiting energy. You don't have to sit around in a hung up energy. You can take what you got from the experience and use it. I mean, like on a totally simplified metaphor, let me just say, like, say you're in a relationship and you ended up somehow getting to keep a hoodie or, you know, a book or a CD or something. CD, do you guys, does anybody have CDs anymore? Whatever, you get the point. Like, you're in this situation, there's a separation, and somehow you've still got this t-shirt or this leftover thing. You know, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So I feel like I'm getting a message here that you should absolutely take the inspiration that you received through this connection and keep it and work with it. Don't, you know, all is not lost. This happened to bring you lessons like this and lessons like that. So you're learning what's important, you're learning what's valuable, and you're learning how to stand in your power and manifest. Okay, so now is the time I'm just going to go ahead and bring out these oracles. And I just want to say, Jaguar, one of my major totems. I met a jaguar in a bit of a trance, and I've been connected. I've felt connected ever since. This is a very powerful animal. This is a magical healer. This is a shapeshifter. There's a lot of deity in the jaguar. And the pyrite Pyrite as well. Pyrite is protective and powerful. You know, it's a manifestation mineral stone as well. So you're already coming in with this vibe of immense power, okay? And I did see it's a dark and edgy power, and that's what you had in this essence of this connection as well. There's I didn't say it before, but yeah, like the devil and the emperor there's a dark and edgy power to it. And I don't mean dark in a bad way. You know, there's dark and light, and it's all balance, and we need both. So please, I'm sure you understand. So these are the oracles that we got, and this one is confusion. You have quite possibly been left confused, utterly confused, confused about what someone else really thinks, what someone else really feels, what they meant when they said what they said. You know, how did this happen? How did we go from, you know, was that 10 of Cups? Yeah. How did this 10 of Cups energy turn into 5 of Pentacles? You know, like, you know, there's a lot of confusion, and it's asking you, Spirit's asking you to take that opportunity to reconsider your perspective, basically. Because if you're confused about something, maybe that clarity doesn't have to necessarily come to you. Maybe you need to change your perspective and look at it from different enough angles that you're beginning to access clarity in that way. Essentially, the confusion is asking you to be flexible, and it doesn't mean make excuses for someone, and certainly not for yourself, but it definitely, there's just a feeling of, it's interesting when I was just talking about this dark energy, and we have this black jaguar and this pyrite's in a black matrix, and this card is very dark. Yeah, like there's a confusion here, but you know, on the good side, there's a sun, there's a moon, you know, in these lessons for you. This is 2 different lessons I asked about, and you've got a sun and a moon. That's light, you know? So all of this confusion is surmountable, you know? And like I said, I think it's asking you to rearrange your point of view in a way so that you can just sort of reconsider the way things hurt you. Does that make sense? Like, reconsider, you know, what your priorities really are. Like, what do you really need to get from something? Can you be happy with getting lessons like this from something? And then if you are, you may very well just attract and manifest, magically heal yourself, and bring toward you either a renewed alchemic regenerated state with this person, or something that you never even imagined, like your upgrade, you know? Okay, these are the other 2, and we have the bear, rest, and skull, death. And I think they go like this. So we've got the death. We've got the ending. Doesn't mean it's the end, but it's definitely the end of something. And then whether or not there is rebirth remains to be seen. It will definitely happen in some way or another, but between this connection, there's no telling. But what this bear is asking is for you to go into your own sort of hibernation and to rest and, you know, save your stored energy. Allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to recuperate, just rest. And then, you know, you'll know when it's time to come out with this judgment and this moon and these illuminated decisions, you know, like you'll know when it's time to strike the match on this Ace of Wands. Okay. So what did I ask in the last questions of the last reading? does the second group, the jaguar and the pyrite, need to know about this connection? Ace of Pentacles. I see an opportunity for, you know, Ace of Pentacles forever feels like seeds in the dirt, you know? It just feels like I'm getting the feeling of fertilized soil, like, not to be gross, but like I'm getting the feeling of really putting your seeds down into fertile ground. Like, meaning this connection, no matter what, is teaching you how to sort of embrace abundance when you have it, but also like how to create it. Like I'm thinking about this jaguar and the healing energy, and I feel like that's kind of what this is about, like this fertile ground I'm feeling, and like starting from scratch, starting over, or starting again from scratch with fresh fertilized soil. You know, if you ever do any gardening, or if you ever, you know, pot plants or whatever, like, there's nothing quite like fresh, good soil. You know, it smells so nourishing, and it's you know, moist and dark. And I think from this confusion, you are getting clarity and a new place to, in your sort of like abstract mind, like a new place to grow from and plant seeds from, and a new place to create from, especially with that inspired energy. Okay, can we get one more message for group 2 about this connection? Jaguar, pyrite, people need to know about this connection. You have the Two of Swords. There's a decision. There's a decision. But more than that, I see you standing in the face of this decision, okay with either outcome. You know, I see you standing before this decision, whether it's your decision or someone else's, knowing that you, either outcome, either choice is going to be the right one for you. Let me just get one more card about this decision, just because I like that, but I just want to, just curious. What is, tell me more about this Two of Swords energy, and this feeling that I have that group 2 people are going to be able to move forward with either way. Either way, you're going to be able, you know, that, you know, with or without you. This is the opposite of that, because, you know, you two singing I can't live with or without you. This is like, I can live with or without you. I'm just saying, that's what I'm feeling here. I feel like there's a feeling of serenity in that, you know the serenity prayer, something about
grant me the oh shoot, something about the wisdom to know the difference, or the power to do the, oh gosh, I botched it. I don't know the serenity prayer. I used to. There's a feeling of serenity. There's a feeling of like absolute actual peace with however this works. Because you're feeling strong, because you're feeling inspired, because you have rested, because your confusion has fertilized the soil, so to speak, because you're a shapeshifter and a powerful divine creature. So one more about how everything's gonna be all right. And this, I just feel so much positivity, and so like I was really sad in the beginning, and now I'm just so like encouraged and an optimistic feeling that no matter what, this is all good. It's fine. It's fine. And the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is about, for me here, releasing the burden, releasing the weight and the pain. And that's absolutely right. You are going to be okay. You may have felt like if this didn't work out and this didn't turn out and they don't come back or whatever, if this isn't what you thought it was, if this makes you feel like you were wrong, if all the confusion leads to nothing, you just need to know that in releasing that burden, in releasing the idea that something is owed to you, or that you have deserved something that has happened, like negatively, you know, instead of that, you're going to be feeling fine. Okay, and that's all I have for this pile. I think it's incredibly it's an incredibly positive outlook for you, and I'm excited. All right. Nice.
Hi to the third group.
What was that? You chose the bear and the tiger's eye. I'm using the Star Power Tarot for this reading. I just intuitively chose the decks for each reading. I don't know. I didn't use the same one for all three this time. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a look at the situation. Okay, how is this connection? How is this connection? How is this connection showing up? How is this connection appearing? Let me do this one time. Oof. This is a strong pile. I told you in the intro, I remember it was just very like, ugh. I almost feel like I have like, it's funny because in this picture, this bear, see the paws like that? I almost feel like I have arms over mind, like doing hand over hand. That's how I feel. That's how I felt when I was picking the oracles for this group. It was just like, yeah, that said, bear strength. Show me how this connection for the bear, tiger's eye, group 3 folks is appearing. What's up with this? How's this connection showing up? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. Whoa. Okay, calm down. Is there some aggression in this group? Or someone's really, it almost feels more like someone's really anxious for me to get this message out. how this connection is showing up. 7 of Wands. How this connection is showing up. 7 of Wands, speaking of fighting and defensiveness. How is this connection showing up with the 7 of Wands? And the Lovers. Ooh, this looks like a real push-pull dynamic. How is this connection showing up? Why do I feel like someone's mad at me? Oh my God. That's... Yo, this is going to be one of those readings? Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm just feeling affected, and it's making me like feel stuff, and I'm just trying to get it together. Hold on. Show me all this connection is showing up. This connection. The bear, the tiger's eye people. Oh my God. The moon. There's confusion here. Oh, well. Yeah, so like there's defensiveness, there's conflict, there's fighting, there's arguing, there's push and pull, there's a dynamic, there's a draw, there's a powerful pull, and yet in ways both people fight it. This particular moon is making me feel an uneasiness in the confusion, and a sort of uncertainty about what to do. Someone's really unsure how to make this healthy and stop this. All right. If that sounds like your situation, if that sounds like a situation you were just in, or maybe it's a situation that is coming up. It doesn't sound fun. And it's made me feel all kinds of uncomfortable. I feel questioning myself. I feel questioning why I'm doing this. What in the world am I doing this for? Why can't I just stop? Okay. What's at the spiritual essence of this connection? What's at the root of it? The bear and the pyrite. 4 of Pentacles. There's a lot of ego involved in this connection. What's at the spiritual, some of the energy of the spiritual essence of this connection? Ace of Swords. A lot of mental energy. A lot of times the Ace of Swords is about clarity, but in this particular case, I think it's actually about an effort to constantly discern reality from what's, an effort to constantly try to make sense of things going on. But as far as like at the core, there is a call to cut through this bullshit. But like I said, there's a lot of ego in this connection. And it's quite possibly more on one person's part. There's a guarded energy that is borderline paranoid. It could be you. This person may have left you feeling like you don't know what's up, or they just may be in general a person who is distrusting. Justice. At the bottom of it all, at the base of this connection, despite, you know, whatever ego and confusion may exist, there seems to be a real desire to discern the truth, to just get to the truth. Okay. Excuse me, I have to, my phone just went off. I have to make sure it's not important. Hold on. I apologize. I probably don't even need to tell you when I do that, but yeah, when you have kids, you have to always be on call, I guess. I just want to make sure everything's all right. All right, so the next row of cards is going to be about a lesson, one lesson from this connection. What is group 3 meant to learn from this connection? Something group 3 is meant to learn from this connection. 2 of Pentacles. I'm getting a resourceful energy, like figuring out how to do it, figuring out how to make grounded choices. So I say it like that because I need the rest of these cards. I'm saying what I feel, but I'm not sure what that means yet. What about this lesson for group 3 with this bear and this pyrite and this, not pyrite, tiger's eye. How many times have I said it wrong? And this 2 of Pentacles energy. This lesson about 4 of Wands. Figuring out how to move forward. Figuring out how to consider new possibilities. Resourceful ways to look at both of these cards are speaking to me about revelation energy, you know, like things being revealed. You know, and you had that energy here with the moon, something needing to be revealed. In this particular Ace of Swords, I got this sense of like this deep sort of like, despite confusion, despite ego, despite it all, like this real sort of like need to cut through this interference and get the clarity. And in this case, this 2 of Pentacles and 4 of Wands are speaking to me about a revelation. So what's this revelation about? 5 of Pentacles. This feels like a wake-up call. This feels like understanding your worth. This feels like getting through this situation so that you can look clearly and see your worth. To see your value. There's a sense of having been devalued in some way, or not feeling, not having enough self-worth. And I think that there's an element to this connection that is actually going to bring, for better or worse, it may not be through, it may be, I'm not sure what point along the way in the connection this comes. It may be when it's over, but there's something about a lesson in this connection being about you discovering your worth. And that it seems to me that will come after a fair amount of confusion and feeling almost attacked, fear. What's another lesson? Self-worth is a great thing, even if you have to get it the hard way. If it takes someone treating you bad to like be like, you know what, I deserve better than this. There's value in that. But also, what's another lesson from this connection? Sometimes the hardest ones, the best lessons come the hardest ways. What's another lesson from this connection? Got a 9 of Pentacles here. Is that in there? Okay. I'm sensing a renewal in your interest in things. A renewal in your interests, period. Like a renewal in your kind of motivation, in a rebirth kind of way. I realize it's a 9, but like, feels like a time for improving. You discover you're valuable and you're like, you know what? I can do you one better. 9 of Pentacles. What's this lesson? 10 of Pentacles. Yo. It's funny. Like, I think this is just a total self-renewal from a situation that I don't think felt very good, or feels very good, or will feel very good. It's like coming out on top. This 10 of Pentacles is success. And I'm just looking at the pictures. There's a real sense of being proud of yourself. A reason to be proud of yourself. Like coming into something, a 9 to 10 is a beautiful jump. This is where you begin the, maybe the study, and this is where you get the success. Like, it just is a really nice transgression. Like, is that the word? No. Oh, never mind my words. Like, it's just a nice What's the word? It's a good move. Coming up, coming up. I'm coming out. I just heard that song. I think, yeah, you know, this gives all new meaning to like getting your groove back. All right, one more for this particular lesson with the 9 to 10 of Pentacles for the Bear, Tiger's Eye people. Like a lesson from this connection. How good is it now? And we got the 10 of Swords. Yeah. You may have to actually go ahead and go through this in order to finalize, you know, in order to finalize the connection. Like, it may actually be you coming into your power while you're still, the energy of this connection still lingers around you. And then in coming to this, you are deciding no more. You are deciding this is a overruled. Next. Thank you, next. Okay. So yeah, like if you're in an energy now of not knowing what to do, I saw that earlier. It looks like, you know, you're gonna see, and you're gonna see your own value. You're gonna start putting work into yourself. You're gonna start feeling on top of it, and then you're gonna be like, you know what, adios, sucker. I want what I want. I deserve what I deserve. Thanks for the lessons. But I have outgrown you. God, that's horrible. It's very specific. Sorry. Why am I like this right now? That bear is aggro. That bear energy is aggro. It's been grabbing at me, and I feel like it makes a lot of sense now. You have, you know, eye of the tiger, focus, and bear energy behind you. You have everything you need to like get to here where you're like seeing your badass self, and here you're like being your badass self and doing what you need to do. And then let's look at these oracles. Control. Control. Here, put it right there. All right. We have wolf, teacher, and desert, resilient. Well, I think there is an element of control in your situation, in this connection. And I unfortunately feel like I feel like someone is trying to exert control over you. And that can manifest in many, many ways. And it doesn't have to be as drastic as it sounds, but it feels uncomfortable to me. But you know, in that there are still elements of your own issues of control, and learning that you have the power over your own choices and decisions, and that staying in something is your choice. And you know, that can be a cycle that makes you feel worse for staying in it and going around and around in it, but you'll know when you know. And I see that knowing coming. And then as far as like these, you know, the wolf as a teacher, I'm just, you know, feels pretty obvious. Like, I think this is a teaching relationship, and unfortunately there are like I said, there's a lot to learn from some of the harder places that we go through. And one of those hard places is like the, you know, the desert, you know, like it's rough, it's hard, it's harsh. That's harsh elements and harsh living. But you are resilient. And I think that's really important. And that's showing up here, especially right here, over these 3 particular cards. And I didn't put them there on purpose. It's where I've been putting things. This is the revelation. This is the self-worth. and being like, and this is the absolute, you know, I keep hearing coming out. I know that might be because of the rainbow, but like I hear that song, I'm coming out. Like, I just think that there's a real finding your power here. And I see that for you, and I see that this connection is teaching you a lot about your own resilience. How exciting. All right. Let me, hey, the bear, calm down. Are you the bear? Are you the one who was so, like, grabbing at my arms? Oof. I mean, that is technically kind of how that works. But anyway, let me get another message for the bear spirit and the tiger's eye. This group 3 person need a message about the significance of the lessons and about the power of this connection. Let's look at that. Let's one more message. Got the Chariot. You're gonna win. This is you're gonna be your own ride or die. There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta be that for yourself before you can be it for anyone else. And like you're gonna be victorious. I'm just hearing all the songs today. I just heard Muse, we will be victorious. Yeah, this is a triumphant feeling. Like, I just feel like you're coming out on top. And if you're in a place at some point along the way where you're not feeling that strong, it's right around the corner. It's right inside. I feel it's already inside of you and nagging at you the way this bear was pulling at my arms. Okay, how about one more message for these bears? Message for these bears. Oh, moving forward. Just almost dropped all those cards. Message for these bears moving forward. Another message for these bears moving forward. We got a 3 of Wands. That is your manifestation card. Like, that is you being the director of from here on out. That is you planning ahead and looking at your bigger picture and taking what you want, looking at what you want, seeing it how you want, and driving yourself forward that way. Okay? I hope that all makes sense to you. Makes sense to me. All right. I like it. I'm on your side. I'm totally on your team. I'm on Team Bear. This connection looks like it has rough spots. And, you know, we didn't even look at whether or not, you know, I didn't look at the other person and whether or not this is meant to be. That's not what this reading is about. However, I do get a feeling, why am I still shuffling? I do get a feeling that, you know, once you're feeling really good about yourself again, if you're still connected in this with this person, or even just your entire like view of it all will change. It closes out. Like, it's done. You're turning the electricity off on that TV. Don't on that TV show. Okay. All right. Be well.